To understand the audacity of my family, you have to understand the dynamic between me and my younger sister, Ashley. Ashley is 32, but my parents still treat her like a fragile porcelain toddler. She is the golden child. Growing up, if Ashley wanted something, she got it. If Ashley failed a class, the teacher was wrong. If Ashley maxed out my parents' credit cards, she was just expressing herself. Me? I'm 36. I'm the independent one. The one who moved out at 18, paid my own way through business school, and built a highly successful corporate logistics firm from the ground up. Because I didn't need my parents' financial help, they decided I didn't need their emotional support either. I became the family ATM. 3 years ago, I bought my dream property, a stunning 5-bedroom luxury log cabin in Breckenridge, Colorado. It had floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the mountains, a massive stone fireplace, and a wraparound deck with a hot tub. I bought it as a sanctuary for myself. But the moment my mother saw the photos, it suddenly became the family cabin. For 2 years, I let them use it. I let Ashley host her bachelorette party there, where her friends completely trashed the hardwood floors. I let my parents spend their summer anniversaries there. I paid the mortgage, the property taxes, and the cleaning fees, while they posted photos on Instagram acting like they owned the place. I tolerated it because, deep down, the black sheep always foolishly hopes that if she just gives enough, her family will finally love her. But last November, that illusion shattered completely. It was the first week of November. I was at my cousin Sarah's house for a quick lunch. I went to her fridge to grab a bottle of water, and there, pinned under a magnet, was thick, embossed, gold foil cardstock. It read, "The Miller Family Annual Christmas Retreat. Join us for a magical week in Breckenridge. Hosted by Brenda and Ashley, my mother and sister's names." The dates were set for December 20th through December 27th. There was an itinerary printed on the back. Christmas Eve catering by a private chef. Christmas morning matching pajamas. Boxing Day ski trip. I stared at the invitation. I hadn't received one. I hadn't even been asked if they could use the cabin for those dates. I turned to Sarah and asked, "What is this?" Sarah looked incredibly uncomfortable. She wouldn't meet my eyes. "Oh, Aunt Brenda said you were going to be in Europe for work during Christmas, so you offered the cabin to the family. Are you not going to Europe?" I felt a cold rush of adrenaline hit my chest. Europe? I hadn't traveled to Europe in 3 years. My mother had lied to the entire extended family. She told them I was away on business, just so she could have a massive Christmas party in my home without actually having to look at me. I didn't say a word to Sarah. I got in my car and called my mother. "Mom," I said smoothly. I saw the invitation for the Breckenridge trip. There was a long silence on the other end. Then, the classic gaslighting began. "Oh, Eleanor, don't make a big deal out of this," my mother sighed, sounding incredibly annoyed. "Ashley's new fiancé's family is coming. They are very upper class. And Ashley wants everything to be perfect. You know you can be, well, a bit intense. Your energy is just very stressful. We thought it would be best if you just stayed in the city this year. It's Ashley's special holiday." I gripped the steering wheel so hard my knuckles turned white. "You're hosting a 30-person family reunion in my house and explicitly uninviting me?" I asked. "You don't even like Christmas that much," my mother snapped. "Look, the caterers are arriving on the 21st. Just make sure the smart lock code is set to Ashley's birthday like usual. Don't be selfish, Elena. For once in your life, put your sister first. And then, She hung up. She told me not to be selfish. She told me to set the door code. I sat in my car, in total silence, for about 10 minutes. I didn't shed a single tear. The sadness was completely gone, replaced by a crystalline, razor-sharp clarity. They wanted my assets. They didn't want me. I picked up my phone and called my real estate agent, Marcus. Now, a few months prior, Marcus had told me that a wealthy tech CEO from California was desperately looking for a turnkey luxury property in Breckenridge. The guy had actually made an off-market cash offer for my cabin, well above market value, but I had turned it down because I loved the place. Marcus, I said into the phone, is that California buyer still looking for a property? Yeah, Marcus replied. He's actually getting frustrated. Why? Tell him I accept his offer, I said. On one condition. It has to be an all-cash, expedited closing. I want the title transferred and the keys in his hand no later than December 20th. I am selling the house fully furnished. Marcus was shocked. But when you have a motivated cash buyer, mountains can be moved. For the next 6 weeks, I played my part flawlessly. I watched my mother and sister post daily countdowns on Facebook. Can't wait to host everyone at our mountain estate, Ashley posted. I watched them brag about the private chef they hired. My mother texted me twice in December to remind me to leave out the good crystal wine glasses. I replied, everything is exactly where it belongs, Mom. On December 19th, I signed the final closing documents. The millions of dollars hit my bank account. The title was officially transferred. The buyer, an incredibly nice man named David, was thrilled to have the property ready for his own family's ski trip. I even warned him that some confused relatives might show up and gave him full permission to handle it however he saw fit. On the morning of December 22nd, I poured myself a large glass of expensive red wine, sat on my couch in my city apartment, and put my phone on the coffee table, and I waited. At exactly 2:14 p.m. on December 22nd, my phone lit up. Incoming call. Mom. I let it ring 3 times before picking it up. Hello? I answered, my voice perfectly light and breezy. Elena, what is wrong with the door lock? My mother shrieked. I could hear chaos in the background. Cars idling, kids whining, luggage wheels scraping on the asphalt. Ashley put in her birthday code. But it's glowing red. It's freezing out here. We have 5 SUVs full of people. Open it from your app right now. I took a slow sip of my wine. I can't do that, Mom, I said. What do you mean you can't do that? Stop being petty and open the door, she screamed. I mean, I legally cannot open that door, I replied smoothly. I don't own the property anymore. The silence on the other end of the line was absolute. For a second, all I could hear was the harsh Colorado wind blowing through her phone's microphone. What? What are you talking about? My mother breathed. I sold it, I stated plainly. Closed, 3 days ago. The new owner is a lovely man named David. Actually, if you look through the living room window, you can probably see David sitting by the fire. He's the one who changed the locks. Suddenly, I heard my sister Ashley grab the phone. Elena, you psychopath. What did you do? Ashley was hysterical, practically sobbing. The caterers are coming tomorrow. His family is pulling up in 10 minutes. Where are we supposed to go? I don't know, Ashley, I said, my voice completely devoid of emotion. Maybe you should ask the host. Oh, wait. The invitation said you were hosting. I guess you should have secured a venue before inviting 30 people to a house you don't own. We are family, my mother yelled in the background. How could you do this to us? You made it very clear that my presence ruins your aesthetic, I replied softly. I just removed my property to match. Have a very Merry Christmas, Mom. Don't call this number again. And I hung up. I didn't block them. I just put my phone on Do Not Disturb and watched a Christmas movie. The fallout was biblical. From what my cousin Sarah told me later, the new owner, David, actually came out onto the porch and threatened to call the police for trespassing when my mother started screaming at him through the glass. 30 people, including Ashley's snobby future in-laws, were left stranded in the freezing cold on December 22nd during peak ski season. Every hotel in a 50-mile radius was fully booked. Ashley and her fiancé ended up having to drive 4 hours back down the mountain and stay in a cheap 2-star motel off the highway. The fiancé's parents were so horrified by my family's lies and behavior that it caused a massive rift. Ashley's wedding was quietly postponed 3 months later. My parents tried to sue me. They claimed they had tenant rights. The judge literally laughed them out of the courtroom, seeing as they never paid a dime of rent in their lives. It's been almost a year since that day. I used the millions from the sale to expand my business and buy a beautiful penthouse in the city. I haven't spoken to my parents or my sister since I hung up the phone that day, and honestly, I have never felt lighter, happier, or more at peace. People will tell you that family is everything. But the truth is, shared DNA does not give anyone the right to use you, disrespect you, and cast you aside. Sometimes, the most toxic people in your life come disguised as the ones who are supposed to love you the most. And sometimes, the best way to deal with a parasite is simply to cut off their food supply. Thank you so much for listening to my story. If you've ever had to set a hard boundary with a toxic family member, let me know down in the comments how you handled it. Be sure to hit the subscribe button for more crazy stories. And remember, you are not required to set yourself on fire just to keep other people warm. Stay strong, and I'll see you in the next one.